Okay, so go ahead and make your way onto your backs. You're going to want to have 2 blocks available for you at the front of your mat, and a strap on the right side of your yoga mat is probably where we will first use it. And our practice today is going to be including lots of hip openers, hamstring openers, some twists. So hopefully that sounds good for you. And then making your way on your back in whatever position is comfortable for you, whether that's Shavasana or bottoms of the feet together, knees apart in Utkatasana. And close your eyes. And just start to breathe fully and deeply, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. So start to engage that yogic breath. You don't have to do the Ujjayi pranayama, just inhaling and exhaling, controlling it. So maybe count to inhale 5, find a little pause at the top, and then exhale through your nose to the same count. And really draw your belly button toward the spine. And I have a super short and sweet quote for you all this morning. And I want you to think about it. Yoga is the practice of tolerating the consequences of being yourself. I'm going to say that again. Yoga is the practice of tolerating the consequences of being yourself. I will say, when I owned my yoga studio, there were lots of women, even yoga teachers, that ended up, they practiced yoga and then they realized, I'm in a really unhappy marriage, and they started to kind of peel away the layers in their mind and their hearts. That happens in yoga on anything. Maybe you realize you're in a career you don't enjoy, or you have people in your life that are toxic, whatever it is. So just let your yoga help you discover who you truly are. And take a moment to set an intention for your practice. And then together, let's take another inhale through the nose and just fill up with breath. And then exhale and just let that go. Go ahead and draw your knees into your chest, one hand on each knee. Draw the knees toward your chest and keep your knees wide so they're more by the rib cage, outer edges of your rib cage. Allow your shoulder blades to slide down your back. You can even play with your ankles, roll them around a little bit here. We will be doing some balancing, so wake those ankles up. And then bring your thighs together and just make some circles going in one direction a few times. And then go the opposite way. And then allow both of your knees to gently fall over to the right. You're going to extend your left arm and just look over to the left. One more breath here. And then we'll switch it up. The knees go left, the gaze goes to the right. One more breath here. And then come back onto your spine and just find a gentle happy baby, grabbing the outer edges of your feet. Don't worry about your hips not being pressed to the mat. Just gently rock from side to side. Don't think about form, just kind of go with it. And then go ahead and bring your legs together. And we're going to rock up to seated. You're going to grab a block and take this block in your hands. Actually, this way. We're going to hold it the narrow way. And come on down. We're going to do, I know you guys have done this with me. We're going to use our block today for some core work. So take your feet up. And I lied. Go ahead and do it the wide way, because you're going to take the block into your feet like so. So I want you to hug the block with your inner edges of your feet. And then when you take an inhale, extend your limbs forward and back. Your legs will hover over the floor. And then exhale, have your hands grab the block. And then inhale, your head and shoulders now hover. And then as you exhale, transfer it to the feet. And just continue that a few times on your own, beginning to build some internal heat in the core. Let's do about 4 more. Next time the block's in your hands, keep it there. And just hold your little like canoe here, like your lower boat. Take one more breath and then just let it go for a moment. And then we're going to come back to it and come all the way up to seated. So bring your arms forward and just come all the way up. Can we make it? Yeah. All right. From here, we're going to come into boat pose. So if you have a bony tailbone, you might want to have a blanket under your tush. Otherwise, you're going to bring your legs forward. They can be bent or straight. And I want your block to be like this with your hands. So you're on the outer edges of the block. Shoulders relax in your boat pose. If this is too much with your feet down, feet lifted, bring your toes down to the floor. Perfectly fine. So what we're going to do is add a Russian twist with our block. So you're going to exhale and bring it over to the right. Inhale, center, exhale to the left. And just kind of go at your own pace. But try to drive that elbow back. Again, you can always drop your feet. Don't torture yourself, right? It's yoga. Let's do 8 more. 4, 3, 2. Don't go away yet. Reach forward, reach your legs, reach up, smile, and then let it go. Ooh, I'm shaking. So sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky and bring that right hand down and left arm over the ear. So this Monday, I taught my first class back in the studio at Equinox, and it was so weird to see live people in front of me because I'm so used to seeing little people on the screen. And then take it the other way. Roll that shoulder open. And then come all the way up. Switch the cross of your legs. As always, we want to try that awkward way. Bring the left hand to the knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, get tall. Draw your belly button in right now and then twist back over the shoulder. Relax the shoulder down. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, twist more. One more breath, just like that. Bring your gaze forward and then we'll switch it up. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, twist. 2 more, just like that. And bring your gaze center, arms come in front and make your way into a tabletop position on the hands and knees. My yoga mat is a mess. Wow. All right, inhale, look up and exhale, round the spine. And just move with your breath through chakra Mukasana or cat and cow. Smile shape in the spine and then think rainbow shape, really round, pressing into the palms. Let's do a couple more. And then find a neutral position in the spine. All you're going to do is tuck your toes under and then lift your knees like an inch. And then check yourself and make sure it's just an inch. And if it's a lot higher, see if you can hover it right over the mat. Shoulders are right over your wrist. Hug the inner thumb and forefinger in so you feel your chest engage. One more breath right here. And then walk your feet back to downward facing dog. Should feel good to straighten the arms and legs. Shake that head out, yes and no. And then bend one knee at a time. Take that dog for a walk. I shouldn't say that. If your dogs can hear me, they're going to get excited. My dog is deaf, so he doesn't get excited. Poor Teddy. All right, let's come forward to plank pose, top of a push-up. Walk those feet back. Send your heels back, crown of the head forward. Shoulders right over your wrist creases. So check your alignment. The more you do this, it's going to just feel natural every time you come to your plank. One more breath right here. Bend your elbows as you exhale. Slowly lower chaturanga. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, lower. Make your way to downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths here. So now that you Jaya Pranayama breath that I told you not to do at the beginning, now's a good time. So it's, if you're unfamiliar with that, which I think you guys all are familiar with it, but in case you're not, it's like fogging a mirror with your throat, but you keep your lips closed. So it's that sound in the back of your throat. Look forward, walk your feet to the top of your mat. When you get there, inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold. Do that again. Inhale, press away. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Take your arms out like airplane wings and inhale, rise to standing. Reach your arms up. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Good. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, swan dive forward, Uttanasana. Lead with your heart. Go slow and fully exhale. Don't rush it. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back to plank. Take an inhale and then lower slow with your exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Pause and breathe. 2 more breaths. At the bottom of your next exhale, don't rush it. Take your time. Make your way to the top of your mat. You can walk or hop. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, and just fold. Inhale, rise to standing. Reach up and look up. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Good. Let's find Utkatasana. So bend your knees. You're going to sit back in the heels, and I want you to lift all 10 toes and sweep your arms up by your ears. You're turning your pinkies in. Notice when you do that, your shoulders right here naturally relax. So if they naturally relax without turning them in, then don't worry about it. Mine don't. 1 more breath right here, and then straighten your legs and fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, jump or step back through your vinyasa. Working our way through sun salutation B. Start to warm up those hips for our hip openers. Step your right foot forward and go ahead and toe heel it to the right a little bit. Spin the left foot flat. Hug the right hip in and inhale, rise, warrior 1. So we're going to be here a few breaths. So I want you to kind of allow your hips to pull back the right hip and the left hip forward, and then sink into your right knee. Keep hugging the right hip back. Press into the outer edge of your left foot. Pinkies turned in, shoulders relaxed. And guess what else is relaxed? Your jaw. Check in with your jaw. Check in with your toes. Spread them out. 1 more big inhale. Bring your hands down, step back, take a vinyasa. So did any of you think while I was saying all those little cues, like, how does she know I'm doing that? That used to always happen to me in class. It's like, does the teacher know I'm clenching my jaw? We know. Take another breath here. At the bottom of your exhale, step your left foot forward. Toe heel it to the left a bit. Spin the right foot flat. And when you're ready, come on up. And all those little intricacies, do it here. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. Sink into the knee. Keep pulling it back. Press into the outer edge of your right foot. Soft left toes, soft jaw. One more breath right here. As you begin to exhale, bring those hands down. Step back, take your vinyasa. And we'll flow through this on the next time where we won't hold the warrior 1 so long. Pause in your downward facing dog. Spread your fingers. One more breath. Look forward, walk or hop your feet to the top. Inhale, look forward. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees, sweep your arms up, Utkatasana. Straighten the legs, lean back, find a nice back bend, and then just drop your hands right together at your heart center. Good, come on back to Utkatasana. Drop your hips and sweep those arms up. Fold forward, straighten the legs as you exhale. Inhale, look forward, we'll flow right through this. As you exhale, step back and lower chaturanga. Your inhale is your back bend, cobra or up dog. Your exhale is downward facing dog. Roll over those toes. Take a breath here. As you are exhaling, step your right foot forward. Spin your left foot flat. Inhale, rise, warrior one. One breath brings you up. As you exhale, hands down, step back and lower. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath. As you're exhaling, left foot steps forward. Inhale, rise, warrior one. As you exhale, hands down, step back, take your vinyasa. Exhale, down dog, and pause. Take 2 breaths here. At the end of your next exhale, look forward, walk or float to the top. Inhale, look forward. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees, Utkatasana, reach those arms up. Straighten the legs, open the heart, circle the arms really big, and then bring your hands together at your heart. One more time through Sun Salutation B. Drop those hips. Inhale, reach up, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, jump or step back through your vinyasa. Move with your breath. If you forget, am I supposed to inhale or exhale? Inhales, open a pose. Exhales, close like in down dog. Take an inhale here as you're exhaling, right foot forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands down through your vinyasa. On your next exhale, left foot forward. Spin the foot flat. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands come down, step back, take your vinyasa. Pause here. One more breath. Look forward, walk or float the feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, Utkatasana. Stay here a few extra breaths. Maybe the hips drop a little more, but scoop that tailbone under. Lift all 10 toes. 2 more breaths right here. And then stand up, circle your arms, lean back. Bring your hands together at your heart, close the eyes. Just notice how the body's feeling. Maybe your heart's beating a little faster. I know mine is. Body's warming up. You feel a temperature change in the body. Come back to your intention right here. Stamp it right into your center of your forehead. Take an inhale through your nose. Let something go as you sigh it out. On your next inhale, drop those arms, reach up, look up. Exhale, swan dive forward, take your time. Inhale, look forward. Jump or step back through your vinyasa. If you want to skip vinyasas anytime throughout the rest of our class, feel free. Make this practice work for you. You're not doing this for me, you're doing this for you. All right, right leg goes up to the sky. We're going to bend the knee, open the hip. If you want to rotate those hip, make some hip circles here, you can, or ankle circles, but put equal energy in your right and left hand here. Take another inhale, and then we're going to bring your right knee to your left tricep. Cross it over. Inhale, send it up, open, stack the hip. Exhale, cross it over. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to hold it now and send your leg through. Spin that foot flat, falling star. Left arm's reaching up. So press your right hand into the mat and like somebody's lifting you up from your left hand. Energize your fingers. Spirit fingers, right? One more breath. Bring your left hand down. We're going to drive the right knee forward and step it through. So we are going to be coming into warrior one. So go ahead and toe heel your foot to the right. Spin that left foot flat. And when you are ready, rise on up, warrior one. So pull that right hip back. We're going to lace your fingers behind your back. You guys knew this was coming, right? Let your hands slide down your back thigh. I warned you we're doing hip openers. So right now, draw your right hip back. Come forward, long spine. And then humbly bow into humble warrior. So your head is totally heavy. Don't hold your neck up at all. Look back at your left foot and draw your right hip back towards your left heel. Your hip's going to have a tendency to drop out to the right side. So instead, draw it back towards your left heel. Couple more breaths right here. One more breath. You're just going to peel your chest up parallel to the floor and spin onto the ball of your left foot and come into warrior 3. I'm going to hit my wall here. Flex your left toes as you come up. See if you can keep your fingers laced behind you. If that doesn't work, put them somewhere that it works for you. If you're with me and your fingers are laced, now reach them forward. And we're going to step back to crescent pose. Onto the ball of that left foot, arms reach up. Getting into this hip flexor here. Drop your left knee down and straighten. Do that 3 more times at your pace. And we're going to open into warrior 2. So just spin that left foot flat, check your foot alignment. Right toes face the front of your mat. Sink into this knee, not allowing your knee to pass your ankle. If your foot's too far back and it looks like this, move your foot forward. And then spread your wings. Press the outer edge of your left foot into the mat as you sink into your right knee. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Side angle pose, maybe forearm to thigh. Maybe you grab your block and place it on the inside or outside of your foot. Doesn't matter. Do what feels good for you. You do you, right? Think about your hip. Draw the right sits bone back towards your left foot and then peel your heart open. Come on back to warrior 2. Straighten your right leg, reverse your triangle, reach up and back. And then come on up, we're gonna come into triangle. I like to up my back foot up in case you guys do too. And then reach forward. When you're not going anywhere else, then let that hand come down, left arm up. Lean back. Do what you like with your arms. If you're wanting more core, you know, you can always do this as an option. If you want to start to get into your shoulders, which might be a good idea, left arm behind the right. Actually, why don't you all do that? Because we're going to do some shoulder opening soon. One more breath here, and then come on back to warrior 2. Stay here. We're going to bring your hands down to the floor, and we are going to bump your left foot up into a pyramid pose. So this is a nice time for blocks if you want to frame your foot. So try to have your foot as far back with a flat foot on the mat. So if you normally are way up close and you need to for your mobility, then keep it there. Otherwise, start to move it back because we're going to move into a revolve triangle from here. Now your blocks, if your hamstrings are tight, stand your blocks up tall or your paper towel rolls. Put them up nice and tall. So in your pyramid, think like a warrior 1, right hip back, left hip forward. And then we're going to start to revolve into a revolve triangle. So your left hand is going to come to your right block. And your right hand, bring it to your hip and kind of nudge that right hip back, look to the right, and sweep your right arm up to revolve your triangle pose. Couple more breaths here. So I'm going to twist you guys up like a pretzel in a moment. So just go with it, okay? We're going to turn our bodies to the right. Keep turning your toes now to the side, and we're going to sit down. So you're going to sit down and go Mukasana. You should have landed somewhat like this, maybe not. So you can have your hands and kind of move your hips over to the left. I'm going to mirror you guys. So move your hips over to the left. So your right knee should be on top. You're going to grab your strap. Well, I'm going to give you some options here. First of all, if this isn't working for you, grab a block or a blanket, shove it under your bum and see if that helps you. If that doesn't help you, your other option is to just have your right shin in front, okay? So lots of options. Be nice to your hips. All right, so strap's gonna go, your right leg is on top, so it's gonna go in your left hand. It's hard to talk backwards sometimes. Take the hand behind you and clasp. Now, if your fingers clasp, drop the strap. If your fingers don't clasp, like mine do not, just walk your hands as close as possible to each other. Left elbow is up high, spine is tall. Take an inhale here. If this is enough, just stay here. If you have more space, come forward, and you're going to begin to fold over your knees and hips. Now you shouldn't be falling to one side. Try to have both of your sits bones on the mat. Couple more breaths here. And then slowly come on up, release your strap, drop it behind you. Okay, now we're going to do a little twist move where we're going to end up facing the other way in a straight leg, wide-legged forward fold. Trust me, it works. Just put your hands down and spin around. And now your legs are straight. And you're going to just fold over your legs. Adjust your feet so it feels right for you. What feels right for you is up to you. But if your head is on the floor, bring your feet closer together unless you are coming into a headstand. So you can have your hands in line with your feet and kind of pull your body down. You can grab your ankles, your big toes, whatever you want to use for leverage to pull yourself down, but allow your head to hang heavy and shake it out, yes and no. And then bring your hands to the mat. And we're going to just lunge to the back of your mat and then lunge to the forward front of your mat. Do that one more time each way. Your hands on the floor for support. One more lunge to the right. And then we're going to turn forward and come back to that runner's lunge. From here, you're going to step your foot back. Take a vinyasa. Take a few resting breaths here. Maybe some letting go sighs out the mouth. Send your left leg up, bend your knee, open that hip. Again, feel free to rotate your ankle or your hip around, but equal energy in both hands. One more inhale here, and then exhale, left knee, right tricep. Two more times with your breath pattern. Your inhale, you open, and your exhale, come to a twist. One more time. This time we'll hold it. And falling star. So spin your right foot flat, send that left foot through and reach up and press the floor away with that left hand and reach up more with the right. One more breath here. Bring that right hand down. Bring the left knee to your nose. Pause and then step that foot through. Spin that right foot flat. And you're going to rise up to warrior one. And you're going to draw your left hip back, sink into that knee, press into the outer edge of that right foot. Now we're going to lace the fingers the awkward way. So whatever you naturally do right now, switch it up. The other thumb on top. Feels like you're holding someone's hand a little bit. Sink into your left knee and let your hands slide down your back thigh. Gaze up. And then come forward. Long, long spine and humbly bow. Draw your left hip back while you're here. Couple more breaths. And then peel your chest up so you are now parallel to the floor. Spin onto the ball of your right foot. Look forward. Find your warrior three by flexing your right toes and reaching back through the right heel. Energize that right leg. Move your hands wherever you need them to be right now. If you can, take those arms forward, reach forward, long line of energy from fingers to your right foot, step back, softly land crescent pose, reaching those arms up. Take an inhale here as you exhale. Bend the right knee. Inhale, straighten. 3 more, or sorry, 2 more, just like that. Or did we do 4 on the other side? I think we did 4. Let's do 1 more. I can't jip you from one little lunge here. And then stay in your crescent and open into warrior 2. Align your left foot with your right inner arch. Sink into that knee, not allowing your knee to go past your ankle. Reach through both arms. Soften your jaw and your shoulders. Just breathe. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Side angle pose, forearm to thigh, or hand on a block or hand on the floor. Do what you like with your arms. If you want to get into your shoulders now, you could take a half or full wrap. Two more breaths. Peel that heart open. On your next inhale, come on back to warrior 2. Straighten your left leg. Reverse your triangle. Reach up and back. Come on up. Shorten your stance if you want for Trikonasana. Left hand down, right arm up. Heart opens upward. Do again what you like with your arms, but I suggested the half wrap because we are going to get into our shoulders, so I'd recommend that here too. Now you know what's coming. Get ready to be twisted up like a pretzel. If you're wrapped, go ahead and reach up. Come on back all the way up. Sink into your knee. Windmill your hands down, you're in that lunge. So we're gonna step your right foot forward. You can bump your left foot over to the left. I toe heeled mine like 2 or 3 times. And then step your right foot forward, find your blocks, frame your left foot at whatever height feels right for you. It might be different on this side. Like my left hamstring, I have more space than my right. So I might be at a lower height on my blocks. Left hip draws back, right hip forward, head's relaxed. Deep breaths. Let's take that twisted triangle. So look forward, long spine. Take this right hand over to the left block. Bring your left hand to your hip and draw that left hip back. Literally nudge it back. Start to spin your body to the left as you reach your arm up to the sky. So you're in that twisted triangle. It's not easy to breathe in this pose. So if you're finding it a struggle to breathe, that's normal. You're twisting, you're literally like wringing out your internal organs. One more breath. And then remember where we're going. You're gonna start to turn your body to the left. Come onto those fingertips. You're gonna cross your legs and make your way to the floor. So it's helpful to separate your feet so there's room for your bum. You can, again, sit on your block or a blanket and make sure you're rooted. So if you need to kind of scoot your body over a little, go ahead and adjust yourself. Keep your feet flexed. That will help you as well. Grab your strap. So now it's your right leg on top, right? I'm all twisted up. It should be your left leg on top. I'm twisted the other way. That's why. Strap in your right hand, left leg on top. Reach behind yourself. Take a big inhale and then come forward. Deep, deep breaths here. So if right now you're noticing, I don't know, maybe you're lifting your eyebrows or you're clenching your jaw, try to soften. And I might suggest that the reason you might be doing that is because this is not a really fun pose. And we store stress and tension in our shoulders and hips, and we're hitting both of those places right now. So use your breath, try to soften. We're almost done. On your next inhale, come on up. Release your strap, place it off of your mat. So now we're gonna twist and straighten those legs to the other side now so you're facing the other end of your yoga mat. And you're just gonna be in a wide-legged forward fold. Again, you adjust your legs how you want. If you wanna come into a headstand, this is a good opportunity. Otherwise, Let's try lacing the fingers behind the back. We just did some nice shoulder openers. This should feel good. Shake the head out, yes and no, unless of course you're in a headstand, don't do that. If your fingers are laced like mine are, switch them the other way. Release your hands down. You're gonna sink into your left knee, maybe even lift the right foot, more of a Skandasana if you're ready for that. We're gonna go the other way. Do that one more time on each side. And then go ahead and face the front of your yoga mat. So turn yourself forward. Step, actually, let's just stay here. Toe here, your left foot to the left, both hands on the inside of your foot. We're gonna drop your right knee and come down onto your forearms. So you're in a lizard pose. So your left toes are straight forward. Forearms can be on a block, or you can keep your arms straight. You don't even have to bend your elbows at all. We're focusing right here on this left hip. Now you can start to get more into your hip by pressing the knee away from you. And if you have tight hip flexors, take that arm behind you and reach for that right foot. And yes, it is not fun. It does not feel good, but you need it. It's good for the hip flexors. You've been cycling, running, sitting at an office desk, do this. And if you can't reach your foot, guess what? You have a strap and you can loop your strap like that, wrap the loop around your foot, and voila, you can reach your foot. There's always a little gadget we can use to make a pose possible. Well, maybe not always. All right, let's go ahead and release that. So come onto your straight arms, take your left leg up behind you and just shake it out like a down dog. Split, or stacking your hips, you can flip your dog. It might feel really good after that to do that. And then come on back over. Let's just do that on the other side. We're gonna step your right foot forward. You're in the lunge, toe heel it over to the right so both hands can come inside. Drop the knee, drop the arms if you want. You can stack your blocks as well if you only can bend your elbows a little bit toward the floor. That's a nice thing too. These are like building blocks. You can stack them at any height and make that available to you. So you basically raise the floor to your forearms. So turn your your right toes out a little bit and gently press that knee away from you. Ooh, you should feel that in your hip. And then of course, add a little more to this. Reach your right arm back, find that left foot, or grab your strap and loop it around your foot and draw the heel toward your booty. And don't let your hips jack up. Let your hips melt it down. Don't avoid the stretch that you're feeling. One more breath. Carefully release your foot. Hands come down, straighten the arms. Take that right leg up behind you, down dog split. Bend your knees, stack the hip, or flip of the dog, sending those hips up to the sky. So we're gonna meet in down dog. If you want a vinyasa, take it. Otherwise, just flip over and come back to your downward facing dog. How am I doing on time? All right. All right, we're gonna step your right foot forward into a lunge and come all the way up. So we're gonna take a twist here. Bring your hands to your heart. We're gonna take a prayer twist. If you wanna drop your knee and take it down a notch, go for it. And we're gonna hook that left elbow to the outside of the knee. One more breath here. Now bring your hands to center. We're gonna come back to warrior. Actually, we're not gonna go to warrior three. We're gonna go to tree pose. So come all the way up, ooh la la, and bring that left foot in to tree pose. So we're rooting down in your right foot. And I'm gonna suggest an eagle wrap arm. So you're gonna take your right arm on top, eagle wrap your arms. That's not an option. Opposite hand to opposite shoulder. From here, we're gonna come into warrior three with eagle arms. So slowly, slowly, if you're like, what is she talking about? Just find a warrior three and keep your arms if you can. And then come back up, keep your arms and take an eagle wrap. Left leg up and over the right, and then have a seat. And don't worry, like my foot definitely doesn't wrap, but those of you that could wrap your toes behind your ankle, go for it. Otherwise, you can just let it hang or make a little kickstand with your foot. Just one more breath, we're not here long. And then come out of this pose, unwrap everything and just kind of shake it all out. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Step your right foot back into a lunge. We're gonna rise up to crescent pose. Hands come to your heart, take a prayer twist the other way, with the option again to drop your right knee. Really reach back through your right heel and send the crown of your head forward. One more breath here. And then just bring your chest parallel to the floor. We're gonna lift up to tree pose. That right foot is gonna go wherever you can place it, just not on top of your knee. You can put it at your ankle, below your knee, or above. Now eagle wrap, left arm on top and touch those palms if you can, or grab your shoulders. Now lift your right knee, find warrior three. Equal energy, forward through the eagle beak, your hands, and reach back, flexed right foot. Toes down to the floor, not turning to the right. And then come back up. That right leg's gonna go up and over for your eagle wrap. And when you're ready, start to bend the knees and sit. So all that twisting we did with the knees, the hips, the shoulders, there's a method to my madness. 2 more breaths right here. And then come on up and out of this, just shake everything out, wiggle your arms and legs. And then from here, just inhale the arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. Inhale, look forward. Exhale and just fold. So from here, we're gonna bend the knees and just slowly make our way to our bum. So if you wanna plop down, you can. Otherwise, reach forward, add a little core work as you slowly lower down. All right, from here, we're gonna bring your right knee open and this left leg in front, and we're gonna come into a baby cradle. So options, start here. You're sitting up tall, this left foot is flexed. You might take your forearms and wrap them underneath and draw that shin toward your chest. But if you're rounding, you need to back off. I don't want you doing this hunching forward. Spine stays tall. From here, maybe this foot goes into the elbow and this knee goes into the elbow and you have your baby cradle. And then you can rock your cute baby that doesn't eat, cry, or poop and just rock that cradle. You'll feel it. Like for me, when I lean into it, I feel it a lot right here. I like that. So find where it like feels good for you and maybe you hang out there and just kind of marinate in it for a few breaths. From here, we're going to let that foot come over. Actually, we've done enough twists. Let's just come into another hip opener. We're going to come into fire log, change of plans, align knees and ankles. So you might be thinking, I don't look anything like that. I've got a space here, no problem. You can also, if it's uncomfortable, put a block there. If this doesn't work, again, put your left shin in front, okay? You're still going to get a good hip opener. Feet are flexed, spine is tall. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, reach forward like you're reaching my arms. Take another breath there. And then let your hands come down. I like to grab a block here and place it under my forehead. If you want to try that. Paper towel rolls will work as well. And slowly walk your hands back up. Take your legs out in front of you, shake them out. We're going to inward spiral each thigh. Flex your toes, sit up tall. Inhale, reach up. You might even want to grab your strap as you're coming forward. You can take your strap, wrap your feet, wrap your hands, and pull. But your legs, don't let your knees buckle. Keep them straight. Press the backs of your thighs down into the mat. Couple of breaths here. And then slowly come on up, and we'll just switch that up. So we're going to bend your left knee and take this right shin now in front of you. It's like a pigeon. So those of you that have knee issues and pigeon doesn't feel good, this is a great alternative. So start with taking the forearms underneath. It might be a completely different experience on this side. So just take the same steps. This foot is flexed, okay? And then if you feel like you have more space, you can put the foot in the elbow crease and the knee in the other elbow crease. And then draw that cute little baby toward your chest. And then if you want to rock it, oh boy, do I feel that. Ooh la la. You can rock your baby from side to side. Find that sweet spot if you can find it. Ooh, I got mine. And just breathe into it. One more breath here. And then come on up and let's find that fire log pose. Align your ankles and knees. Again, same options. Block underneath, shin in front. Both feet are flexed. Inhale the arms, reach up. Come forward. Keep reaching, long spine, reach for me. And then let your hands come down. Maybe the forearms, maybe you grab your block for your forehead. Just take some deep breaths like you would if you were in pigeon. This is basically a double doozy pigeon. You're getting both hips at the same time. Couple more breaths. And then go ahead and walk your hands back up. This time, instead of taking your legs straight forward, take them to the sides. So if you find that you are rounding back, like I am doing right now, you're going to want to grab a blanket and stick it under your bum or your block. Okay, so that will help lift your hips. So everyone else, well, if you're doing that, do that. Otherwise, take your hands behind you and kind of scooch yourself forward, like lift yourself up a little, flex your feet. And don't worry about how far your legs are. Just keep them active. So your toes, flex them back. Inhale the arms up. Take that right forearm down, left arm over the ear. And then take it up and over to the other side. Right arm over the ear. And then come back to center, bring both of the hands right by you, and you work to your edge as you start to crawl your hands slowly. Make sure these feet are still flexed, okay? Thighs are pressing into the mat. You slowly find your edge. Again, you can take a block underneath you if you like. Some of you might have your torso completely down on the floor. Maybe if you're there, you can grab your feet. One more breath here. And slowly walk your hands up. Bring the bottoms of the feet together, Utkatasana. Knees are wide. Again, your knees might be up. Don't worry about it. Pull your heart forward. Maybe use those elbows to gently nudge your knees closer to the floor. As your heart comes forward, you can grab your feet or walk the arms out in front of you. You guys are going to have some seriously open hips today, so be careful. And then go ahead and walk your hands back in, bring your knees together. So we're going to come onto our backs for the rest of class. So anything you want for Shavasana, grab it now. Definitely grab a block, okay? and lower onto your backs. Walk your feet in towards your body. Press down on the feet. Oh, lift those hips for bridge. Feel good after all those folds we were doing. Thighs hug in. They're not touching, but the energy is coming toward the center. Let's lace the fingers underneath and tuck your shoulder heads underneath you, and then press down in your lace fingers and your feet. Lift those hips. Couple more breaths here. Unlace your fingers, walk those shoulders back out, and slowly lower down. Just take a breath or two here. We're going to do one more back bend. You can repeat what we did. You can grab a block and make it restorative and put it underneath you, maybe the middle or tall height. Or if you want to come into full wheel, let's all walk the feet in a little closer and then take what you want. If you want to do wheel, hands come, fingers facing you, and pop onto the crown of your head. And then you can kind of realign your hands, hug your elbows in like chaturanga, and then work towards straightening the legs and the arms. You can walk your feet closer to you. Send your heart through your arms. Let's take about 3 or 4 more breaths wherever you are, in whatever back bend you choose. Make sure your knees are not splaying open. And then we're going to slowly lower back onto our spine. Let's take our feet to the edges of the mat and let your knees fall to the left. Cactus your arms. Look right as your knees fall left. And then just switch it up at your own pace, looking the opposite way that your legs are going. It should feel really nice on your low back. Keep those feet wide. And then come back to center. Let's take our block. Either your inversion is going to be here or a headstand, or take the block underneath your hips. I like to suggest the middle or low height, and then take the legs up. If you know how to safely come into shoulder stand, go for it. You definitely want a blanket underneath your shoulders. This one's just easy and safe to get into. Two more deep breaths here. If you are in a headstand, take your time coming out of it, and then make your way into a child's pose. Everybody else that's in a variation of shoulder stand, let's bring the feet down to the mat. If you have a block underneath you, press into the feet to remove it, and let's lower down. Find a happy baby, grab the outer edges of your feet and gently rock from side to side. And then draw your right knee in, let your left leg extend on the mat as you squeeze that knee in toward the right armpit. And then with your left hand, guide it across your body, look over your extended right arm. Oh, just take a few deep breaths here. Come on back to center. Let's switch that up. Draw your left knee in, right leg long. And then guide the knee across your body. Take a twist. One more breath. Come on back to center. Squeeze both of your knees into your chest. Wrap your forearms around the front of your shins. Lift the nose toward the knees. Take a big inhale here. And as you exhale, let it go into Shavasana, letting your feet be wide on the mat. Arms at your sides. Just allow your feet to flop open. If you have something to cover your eyes, an eye pillow, a towel, go ahead and get that. Slowly begin to bring some awareness back to the body. Wiggling your fingers and wiggling those toes. And on your next in-breath, reach your arms over your head onto the floor. From your fingertips to your toes, like you just woke up in the morning. Just take a big stretch. And then draw your knees into your chest, gently rocking from side to side. And allow your knees to fall over to the right. And when you feel ready, come on up to a comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall with your open shoulders and hips. Bring your hands together at your heart and just close your eyes. So I'm going to leave you guys with a different quote. Instead of using your energy to worry, use your energy to believe. And then take a big inhale through your nose. And then open mouth sigh. One more time, just like that. Big inhale. Let it go. And may the sun always shine through your heart into your smile and warm your soul. Have a lovely, lovely day. Namaste. And next time I see you, I'll be double vaccinated, so you're getting a hug. I can't wait.
Thanks, Allie.
Thanks, Jen.